Welcome to InsideDigital.org. For those of you not familiar with us, we are of course an online platform that provides intelligence for brand marketeers. We're here at our event series down at the beautiful Spoke Club, and I am delighted to have with me Vicki Laszlo, who's the account manager for Twitter. Welcome, Vicki.
Hello, welcome.
So, Twitter, a little known brand that you may or may not be familiar with. You may be tweeting every day, you might not be. So the question is, as a marketeer, is how do you engage with the conversations that are already happening on Twitter around events, around music shows, around television shows? How do I get in on that action?
Yeah, well, we like to say, or we think, and we know that Twitter is actually the shortest distance between you and what interests you. And so there are conversations happening every second, in like 2.5 days, there's a billion tweets that are sent. That's a lot of moments, that's a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
And so as a marketer, it's creating content that's relevant to your audience and engaging with them. Hashtags are a really great way to engage with your audience. That's some way that a user can get behind something that they want to talk about or they want to share back with you. So we've seen a lot of successes with brands using hashtags, and it's so common now that in ads and in TV shows there is a hashtag placement, and people are thinking of that. And then two, what Twitter allows is for you to get in front of your audience and connect with the people that are actually willing and ready and want to hear and are interested in what you want to tell them. And so with our targeting capabilities, you can base it on keywords, you can base it on interest. So our products allow you to reach the right audience at the right moments when they're talking about what matters to them.
Can you tell me a little bit about, it's great, I could do a hashtag Inside Digital, but on top of that, how much do some of the products cost, like Twitter Amplify and so on? I'm a brand, how much do I need to spend?
Well, that totally depends on the brand and the kind of execution that you want to do. So, unfortunately, I don't have a simple answer for you right now.
It's not a one-stop shop.
No, it's not a one-stop shop, but that's what's so great, because you can be a really large brand and you can have a really big campaign with a big marketing spend, and we can blow out something crazy for you. Or if you're smaller, then we can also be there to support you as well. Now with Twitter Amplify, that's a whole other program, where now it's we know the chatter is happening and the conversations about TV are happening on Twitter. So now we can take broadcast content, wrap it with the marketer, with the brand's message, and then promote that on Twitter through the Amplify program. So that's something that's a partnership between a broadcaster, Twitter, and then as a brand as well.
Yeah, which is still fantastic though, because as you mentioned earlier, you're still keeping the authenticity of the content and making sure that it's a suitable advertiser attached to whatever the show is or the property, right?
And we really want it to be relevant, right? And that's why instead of going out with a broad target, a broad stroke to hit females 15 to 49, you can actually go down to what you're interested in, whether it's gardening or movies or music, and then serve something that's relevant to you.
Yeah, and you talked about earlier a little bit about the Oreos campaign, and little known to me that it was a planned campaign. It was, not an organic idea that surfaced there and then, but what are some of the most successful campaigns using Twitter and why?
Well, to caveat that, or the Oreo campaign, the team, that moment was very spontaneous, and no one could have anticipated that the blackout was going to happen. But what Oreo did as a brand is they knew they wanted to do something around this. So as a team, with Twitter, with the media agency, with the creatives, with the legal team, they came together and they went through all of these ideas and go, what could happen, because this is the moment we want to capitalize on. So
blackout.
In a way they planned
for
but then they were set up to be clever and react to what that spontaneous moment happened, but they were already thinking about it. And so in our day-to-day, moments happen all the time. You wake up, you're tired, you're hungry, you're sleepy, you're going for a run, you're going to yoga. So these moments are happening all around us. So successful campaigns are the ones that plan for these moments. So we see great uses of brands creating campaigns on Twitter. TELUS has done great campaigns, WestJet has done great campaigns in Canada, and we're just scratching the surface with our advertisers.
Yeah, and then, so it's planned spontaneity in that sense, if that can even go together. But and just to kind of wrap up, because you've given us some great advice, what other top tips, maybe 4 top tips, would you give marketeers who are thinking about embarking on a Twitter campaign?
We use that word authentic a lot, right? And I think it's still true. You know, you want to be real and you want to talk to your audience in a way that's going to resonate with them. I think that would create engaging content as well.
Yep.
Content really, really matters. And I think the big one is don't be afraid, because you know, everybody has to start somewhere, and you have little wins that grow into big wins. So start thinking about what those little wins are. Start thinking about what's important for you, and then just pick a starting point,
Yep.
and you can only go up from there.
Fantastic advice from Vicki. And where can people follow you on Twitter? What is your...
Well, they can always follow us at Twitter Canada.
She's not giving a personal one.
But at Vicki Laszlo.
Perfect. Thank you, Vicki. And thank you again. Please check us out on www.insidedigital.org.